Hello everybody, this is Phalix1, and today I wanted to make a video talking about things that would have really helped me if I knew early on in the game, my year 1 going into year 2. It would have helped me progress in the game a lot quicker and made it to where I wouldn't have had to wait near the end of year 2 to get my community center done. Most of this information is just going to be to kind of help people who want to be completionists and maybe maximize their time. I didn't do that. Generally, when I play through games, I don't like to have information. I like to just wing it. Sometimes I'll get lost, I'll get confused. It's all just kind of part of the journey for me. But I know there's a lot of folks that like to maximize their time. So hopefully some of the stuff that I'll talk about here will help you do that and help you get the most out of your playthroughs. First thing I do want to talk about, I would recommend getting a couple of kegs. What I use for these are from the fall. You can get a lot of berries from foraging. You can get a lot of berries from most of the seasons from foraging, and I tend to throw them in there. I didn't use these for money. I used them for gifts. Leo really likes them, and there's a couple of other people that have them as light gifts. Leah has it as a loved gift, so especially if you are choosing Leah, this makes it a really easy way to get gifts. And also the baby really likes them. But I would recommend just getting a couple of them. 5 has done me quite well. I tend not to run out of them, and the foraging ones tend to go fast enough that I won't have to worry that I'm not going to have any to give any for a specific gift. The next thing, something that I didn't do a lot, is checking your TV every day. You get recipes from this, and I didn't do it. If I did anything, I would check the weather report and every now and then the fortune teller. But living off the land, this will give you some pretty neat little hints about some secret content as well as mechanics you may not have known about. And also your recipes, the Queen of Sauce, be sure just to check that every day and try to get all the recipes that she has to offer so you can get them as early as possible if you're going for completionist stuff. Next thing, this little calendar. I believe this was either in the carpenter's shop or this was in Pierre's shop. This makes it to where I can just hop out of bed and see if it's somebody's birthday. Not giving people gifts throughout most of the game, that's leading me into some tedious stuff. Now I'm one, actually I can go give Evelyn a gift right now and she'll give her to 5 hearts. But I'm wanting to get everybody up a bit more just so I can get more of the recipes, get a couple more of the friendship events. But since I didn't start that until the end of my second year because I was just focusing on other stuff, I am so far behind and I'm missing a lot of recipes. If I would have had this here, so I wouldn't have to go into town to check it, and I could just open this up and go, oh hey, Haley's birthday, let me go grab something for her and bring it to her. It would be nice. Another thing about birthdays that I didn't know until about a month or so ago in game is a birthday is a free gift. If you've already given somebody 2 gifts in the week, you can give them a 3rd gift on their birthday. So don't worry about kind of hoarding it and not being able to give them a gift on their birthday, because you do get a free gift give on their birthday. And if you give someone a love gift on the birthday, it's like 3 hearts. So really try not to miss people's birthdays. Another thing, and this is something that I'm really hoping we get a patch for, is saving up your crops and dumping them in boxes. Without a quick stack, it's really easy for all this stuff just to become an absolute cluttered mess. If he patches in a quick stack button, I think it'll be a lot easier. If I could just come up here and then open up my inventory and hit a quick stack to boxes, that would be really helpful. But since there isn't anything like that, you're going to need to kind of try to remember where you have certain things. And this fridge is not big enough for all the food, and I want to try to make all the meals at some point, so I have to save up my food. And out here, I have all kinds of different things, from the building supplies to things from the mine to gifts, and they're all just in random boxes, and I just really don't have any way to organize it very well. I believe there is a mod that will give you box labels. I don't know how it works, but I'd recommend maybe looking that up and see if that'll help. Another recommendation is these crystallariums. I set my first one to amethyst because there's a couple of folks that like them. Emily, Gus, and Abigail love amethyst. And then these 2, I set diamonds. Diamonds take forever to make, but they're almost a universal love gift for people. So if you can try and stockpile up on a couple of diamonds, that'll really help. This thing right here, the recycler, very, very handy item. You can throw in the trash that you get from fishing into here, and the CDs and the broken glasses will give you refined quartz. And if you really need refined quartz, something that I found out that really helped me out is you just grab your fishing pole, come to your pond, full of trash. Just cast it in there a couple of times. You're probably going to go just every time grabbing a piece of trash. And each of the pieces of trash, you can go in, take it to the recycler, and you can either get, I believe you get coal or you get refined quartz. And the refined quartz is broken CDs and glasses, and I think the paper is coal, and maybe there's something else, but that's the main thing. Is that's a very easy source of refined quartz, which is used in a couple of crafting recipes. The next bit, trees. Cherries right here completely screwed me. I had to wait in a complete season and a half just to complete one little bundle to get the community center finished. And the only reason I couldn't do that is because I didn't have cherries. I didn't make it a priority. I would highly recommend that if you're wanting to try to get the community center done as fast as possible, you get these trees up as soon as you can. They're fairly expensive, so unless you really make a lot of money early on, you may not be able to get the ones for the summer. But I would recommend that in the winter of your first year, have your spring ones up. Have the cherries and have the apricots up. The only reason I was able to get the cherries done is because I got lucky with the traveling merchant. Apples too. I think my apple tree finished on the last day of fall in my second year, and I turned that in, and that let me finish my turn-ins. Next thing is the horse. I was pretty adamant about not getting the horse. I actually have horses here in real life. I deal with them every day, and I didn't want to deal with the horse, but there's no maintenance. Horse movement speed is significantly faster. I can't recommend it enough. He does take a lot of hardwood to build his stable, but it's worth it. You move so much faster. It's a major quality of life upgrade, so I really recommend it. Oh, also, another thing that I didn't know first off, these bushes that have the berries in them, shake them, salmon berries, turn them into wine. Sundays and Fridays, there's a merchant that will spawn right here. Random inventory, sometimes it'll be garbage, sometimes it'll be like iridium sprinklers, rare crows, rare animal products that you need for the community center. Check her every day. She closes at sundown, so I would recommend on Sundays and Mondays, do your farming and book it over here and see what she's got before you go out and spend any money. Next place. I don't know, you can ride your horse, and I don't know why I got off. I would recommend getting your axe upgraded as soon as possible, because you've got this handy area. You can get 12 hardwood a day from it, and there's a ton of berries that spawn in here. You will not run out. This is a huge place for leveling up your foraging and getting supplies for anything that you need. Also, the rare seed, whenever you grow that and you get the fruit from it, you come over and you just dump it on this guy and you get a star fruit. Or star drop seed. Yeah, I think that's it. Or star drop fruit. Sorry, I just woke up. But I would recommend, if you're needing the hardwood, and as soon as you can get to this place, farm it up. Hardwood is used for a lot of recipes. It's used for a lot of buildings. And I don't think the horse can go in there. Let me show you. This is the path you go to get down in here. Get an extra 2 trees and another thing of berries. But not knowing about this place for the first year and a half, it kind of screwed me. I ran out of hardwood very quickly, and it's a resource that you really need if you want to be able to get some of the last stuff. And also, speaking of hardwood, your fences, iron, wood, stone, they all break very rapidly. I ended up changing all of my fences to hardwood, and I haven't had one break, and it's been, I guess, well over a year. This hardwood, if you're looking to make just like cosmetic stuff for fences, save up your hardwood and do it with hardwood. If I have had to replace these, I think Leah's got my back on that, so that your spouse will sometimes repair broken fences. I made stone fence out of this, just just wanted it to look good. I have nothing else to do. I really don't know what the slime hatches are good for, but I think they're kind of neat. Also, these things, the lightning rods. This is too many. 3 or 4, maybe max, is all that you'll probably need. Battery packs are used for a good amount of things, including one getting to the not the desert, but also accessing the casino. You'll need one for that, but you'll need it for your iridium sprinklers. In all honesty, you can also buy your iridium sprinklers from the merchant in the sewers, and every now and then you can buy them from the traveling merchant, and as well as the battery packs. You have to wait on rain or thunderstorms to actually get these to work. 5, I just would not recommend making 5 of them. It's too many, and I think you're kind of wasting your time if you get that much. What else? Crafting. This is another thing that's going to kind of bite me in the ass because I didn't keep track of it, because I'm wanting to get all the achievements. And hey, cat, unless there is something that I am missing, there is no log about whether or not I have crafted things. So I would recommend that if you are going for completionist, every time that you craft something, I would say maybe jot it down or just make some kind of note of it, because you have to craft every single item to get that achievement. I don't know what I've crafted and what I haven't, so whenever I'm fully ready to do this, I'm just going to need to go down the line and craft everything. Like, I'm pretty sure I've crafted everything on this first page. Don't know. The second page, know that I haven't. Third page, definitely haven't. And speaking of crafting, some of these things take some rare gems. The marble brazier takes marble and aquamarine, so don't always sell those. Try to keep one around with you. Hardwood is used for a lot of them. Fiber, don't trash your fiber. Fiber is used in a lot of recipes. Your purple mushrooms, and actually most of your mushrooms, you need them for these life elixirs. Diamonds. Frozen tears, that's not a hard one to get. You can go down to the frozen sections of the mine to get those, but if you do sell them all, it's going to be a little tedious to have to go back and get them. And the last couple, just a battery pack and wood or iron. This is going to be a very tedious achievement if you're wanting to get it, because it's not just collecting the recipes, but it's remembering if you've crafted things or not, and if you threw away that one crucial item. So I would recommend not selling everything that you get. That's why I would recommend getting these boxes and trying to make sure that you save up whatever you can. So if you have a little recipe that just takes a really insane item, that you didn't sell it, and you're able to get that achievement done. Another thing that I didn't really start until halfway through my second year is the request board. You have to do 40 of those for achievements. I've done about 30 now. A lot of them were something really stupid that I just like, collect 40 ore and bring it to me. I'm like, I don't want to do that today. And then I realized, wow, I have 40 ore. All I had to do was go home, bring it to the guy. Now that I didn't do that, I'm just having to check the board every day and make sure that, you know, I can turn that quest in just so I can get that achievement done. It's really tedious, and I regret that I didn't really focus on that early in the game. Let's see. Fishing, I would recommend, just like with crops, as I was saying, try to keep all of your fish. Sell the ones that, of course, are worth a lot of money, but keep 1 or 2 of them aside. Many recipes just need fish, like just fish. There's not anything specific, but a couple of them do need some specific fish. Sardines are used in one recipe, tuna is used in another, and I believe there's a couple of recipes that are also used. And also, I'm missing so many recipes because I'm not friends with everybody. I really regret that. It's impeding my progress to finish these achievements off. There we go. Crayfish, snails, you get those from your crab pots, which, not useless. I'd recommend setting up crab pots in a couple of fishing spots and just intermittently checking them. There we go, got some diamonds. I'm not going to save today, so I'm not going to pick them up. People ask about making money. It's pretty common knowledge at this point, but I'd recommend when you get your greenhouse, the best thing to put on them, hey, is cranberries, so I can actually show this off. The center here, I have strawberries. I use those for a recipe. But when you collect crops, I did not know this until about 2 weeks ago in game time. You don't have to click every single crop. You can just walk around and you can move your mouse button around. Let me deactivate my sword so I'm not guarding. But you can hold your right mouse button down and just go. You don't have to click every single time. It makes this a lot faster. It was a little annoying when I was actually going outside and had a huge amount of crops that I was having to click all the crops. It never occurred to me just to walk around and hold the mouse button down. Makes life much easier. These trees, I would recommend just saving one tree of each type so you can get the pine tar, the resin, and actually I don't even remember the names of them. Oh, it's pine tar, oak resin, and maple syrup, I think. Yeah. Not a lot of stuff uses these, but they are used in a couple of recipes. I have found that having one tree of each is all that I need. Oh, up here. Mushrooms or fruit bats. I took mushrooms, regret it. I wish I took fruit bats. I think the fruit bats could alleviate the problem of the trees that I was mentioning at the start of the video. So just my personal recommendation is I'd probably go with fruit bats. I took mushrooms, just I love mushrooms, and it was just a personal choice, and it was a wrong one. Let's see. Your grass. My first year, I clear cut everything, and I got rid of all the grass. Stupid mistake. I would recommend cutting down grass patches until they're fairly small, but making sure that they're not touching any edges. That way that they have plenty of room to grow, and you can cut them down with your scythe and get lots of hay for free. If it's ever touching the edge of something, just go ahead and cut it down. That way it can continue to grow, but never just cut it all away. You'll start running out of hay if you're trying to make a lot of animals out of it. And other than that, I don't believe there is much else for me to talk about in this one. I just wanted to do, some things that I wish I knew earlier on. So again, recap. Focus on your fruit. Recommend fruit bats over the mushrooms, but if not, be sure that you get your trees up as soon as possible so you can get those turn-ins complete. With the crystallarium, I would recommend amethyst and diamonds. I've got along just fine with 1 amethyst and 2 diamonds. Get some recyclers up, get lots of refined quartz. That'll get you things to craft with. Try to build one of every crafting station. That way, if you ever come across something, you've already got the item built and you can just toss it in. If you ever need more refined quartz, fish at your little pond. Try to get the horse as fast as you can. That will cut down your time of moving around the game significantly. Visit the traveling merchant every Sunday and Friday and see if you can buy anything, and go to her before you buy anything else. That way, if something's really expensive, you can catch it and not end up spending your money. Upgrade your axe as soon as possible. That way, you can get into the little secret forest and start gathering up your hardwood, because you're going to burn through hardwood later in the game, and if you don't start farming it early, you're going to have to wait days and days just to be able to build a couple of buildings, or maybe build fences that don't fall down. And other than that, for stuff in the house, be sure to try to get some boxes and try to have some kind of logical order so you remember where you put stuff. Get some kegs so you can get wine for gifts. And selling too, it's really good money, but that's never what I use to focus on money. And whenever you can, try to buy this calendar. That way you can just hop out of bed, check someone's birthday, go give them a gift, and be done with it, and you don't have to go to the center of town to do it. Other than that, I can't think much. Oh! I almost forgot this again. The Toby Fox dog. I've put it in comments. I went to Nexus Mods. That's where I found this thing. This is a very common mod. If you're wanting it, you'll just look up on YouTube how to do DAT swapping mods. It's as simple as downloading the file and swapping this one into its place. Very easy to do. I did the same thing with my horse as well. But that's a very common question, is how did I get the Undertale dog? Just Google Stardew Valley mods and you'll find everything you need right there. But My next video, I think I'll be doing tomorrow. If I'm going to do this YouTube thing, I'm going to try to do it a little more structured. Actually, kind of have a script, have a plan. But at the moment, I don't. I got a lot more views faster than I thought I would. But there will be a little bit more structure to come. But until that time, I would say look on Fridays for videos. If I have time tomorrow, I would like to do a video tomorrow, just kind of discussing my plan, what I would like to do, and a potential schedule. But I don't know if I'll have time for that tomorrow. I just kind of rearrange some stuff. But if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments to this video. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out my Twitch channel and my Twitter. I would really appreciate it. And all of you have a wonderful day.